Alright, I did a video outside where I was getting ready to set up one of my ringing rings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some things for you. You know, the big question of non-climbers is always the first question out of their mouth. How'd you get that rope up there? Magic, you know. I mean, it's an art form. That's why when the Big Shot came out, that was like, wow, you know, when the Big Shot came out, that was like a big deal. I'm sure Jameson has made a small fortune off of the Big Shot. What have I got here? Got the L.V.I. So, in the OR bag. This is my OR rope bag. I'll tell you, this has been the very best rope bag. I mean, made in USA by Outdoor Research. However, I got this, ordered it. I think I'd ordered it in France. Got it, and I was so pleased because I wanted a quality bag to put my quality rope in, you know. And at that time, I bought the very best rope on the market that you could buy. The safest and bestest rope on the market at that time was this Mammoth, you know, 11 millimeter dynamic super dry. This was the very finest rope. Well, no it wasn't, I'm lying. The very finest rope was the L.V.I. Stratos, but it was probably $50 more. I should have got it, but I didn't. But you know, I thought my thought process at the time is that I'm learning this French technique for ice climbing, right? So I was learning mountaineering, ice climbing stuff, and I thought, well, this is not the Edelweiss. You know, it's all coming back to me now because this is stuff that's digging it out of the footlocker of my brain matter, right? I can remember now thinking, well, I'm just learning this French technique, right? So, well, I'm going to wait until I'm good, and then I'll get the Edelweiss Stratos. Man. But the Mammoth rope was so doggone good, it just, you know, it has taken this many donkey's years to show any kind of wear. And this is because I had been using it as a tree rope. Excuse me. And I used this piece as a positioning line, and I still use it as a positioning line in the tree when I'm working on trees here around the house. So, you know, and I've got some of it's a little bit fuzzed up because of the harsh, you know, the harsh conditions that I've used it under. You know, the rough bark on the tree. But you know, the thing is I was taking the tree down. You know, generally I just have to take trees down, and I don't really do any like pruning or whatever on them. But anyway, yeah, Mammoth, good rope. Edelweiss. Better rope. 11 millimeter, dry, edge fall capable. Right. So, in the other video, I told you about my throw line, how I just do an overhand here, and I pass the bite, okay, over the bag, right? And this is how I get it on there. See? So I just put it through there, around the bag, and then, you know, girth hitch it, right? So, we're going to go through this here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pretend for you that I'm going to put this in the tree, alright? So I put it through the big ring, the throw line. I put the throw line through the big ring, attach it to the throw bag. Now if I have a big shot, it makes this process so much easier. Alright, so I'm going to throw it over the branch, get access to the lower area of the tree, so that once I get up in the tree, then I could establish myself higher and higher in the tree, and then eventually establish myself a crown anchor, which means in the very top of the tree, so that I can pendulum anywhere I want in the tree, right? So I'm going to go ahead, I got a bunch of line over there. I'm going to go ahead and throw this over the branch. Okay, it went over the branch, and now it's come back down. Now it's come back down. Okay, so I threw it over the branch. It went around the branch, and the bag came back down. Remember, I'm through the large ring on my friction saver, my ring and ring, right? Ring and ring. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the bag off. This is the whole order of operations of getting your rope in the tree. Play this as many times as you need to, right? So now what? Now I want to get my ring and ring up there, right? So I got to get my ring and ring up there first, and then I'm going to get my rope up there second. So I put this through the small hole, the small ring, and I'm going to go ahead and put my bag back on this throw line. Alright, now what am I going to do? Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my bag back up. Okay, so I got the bag is going up, and it's going around the tree, right? Sorry guys, this tree is not quite round. Anyway, so I'm pulling on it, and it pulls that ring and ring up and around the tree, right? The tree limb, there it is. Okay, I pulled it up, and now I got ring and ring, see? But that bag is not going to go through there, and I don't want it to go through that little ring. Okay, I don't want it to go through there. Now what I'm going to do is, since I have gravity, gravity is my friend. So now I let it go, and then this bag comes back down to me. Bag comes back down to me, and now as you can see, I've got the ring and ring around the branch up in the tree. Alright? I've got it up there in the tree. So now the bag, I've allowed the bag to come back to me on the ground. Now I want to put my prized rope in the tree, my lifeline, right? I want to put it up in the tree. So here's how I do it. Alright. Grab this thing here. Gotta find the end of it. Where am I? Black rope. Anyway. Where are we at? I should have had an end here somewhere. Where the heck is it? There it is. Alright. I always put a knot at the end of the rope so that I can quickly get into it if I need be, or I know where the end is, right? So there's the end of the rope. I don't have a lot of time left, so I'm going to have to get on with this. This is a dynamic rope, so it is kind of a little bit squishy. But this is a Kermantle rope, which means it's the core is where the strength is. Okay? Put that there. Alright, so I showed you guys that in that video how I do this, and I could just take this on. There ain't no knot work at all. I've already got my knot, right? What the heck am I doing here? I've already got my knot, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to keep tying and untying knots, in other words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to undo this, and then pull it off. I'm trying to hurry. Pull this off. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I don't have to tie any knots. I got to take this, and I'm going to put my finger and thumb through here, and I'm going to grab like this, and I'm going to make a little girth hitch. Right? That girth hitch, I'm going to girth hitch it on my rope. Right? So I got it girth hitched on my rope, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a little half hitch on my rope. What the heck? Let's slide this down a bit. Alright. So I'm going to do a little hitch here. So I got a little half hitch there, and I'll do a little one up here. My hands don't work too well no more, so just bear with me. Alright, so try to straighten that out a bit. Now I got the rope there, right? So now I'm just going to stick that in my pocket or stick it in my rope bag, okay? Get it out of the way for a minute. Now I want to install my rope in the tree. So I'm going to pull that up there. And then, you know, the reason why you want this up close to the end is so that you can, you could even do a, quick clove hitch on the very end there. All right. Anyway, so the idea is to go ahead and you're going to pull this, and then you're going to get it through. You see that? I'm trying to show you how you just kind of pull it down to you. See that? And then when you get it on the ground, you could just take your throw line off, right? And then, of course, you can use your throw line to bring your ring and ring down, instead of just letting it drop to the ground. There's going to be instances. There's been a lot of times where I just let it come to the ground because I'm usually been in an area where it's just dirt. You know, it's grass and dirt, doesn't matter. But if you're in a situation where you have concrete and whatnot on the ground, you don't want to just pull your ring and ring down from the top of the tree if you've trimmed it. All right, you want to lower it down, and then you use the throw line to do that. All right. So anyway, that's how you get the rope in the tree, right? That's how you get the rope in the tree. And we'll do another one at some point, getting the rope out of the tree. So you got it up in the tree, now what? You got the rope in the tree. This is called DDRT. It's not MRS, it's called DDRT, right? See that? Slick. Gives you a mechanical advantage as well. Alright guys, see you in another video. I will catch you later.